When is self-defense considered justifiable homicide? Imagine a situation where someone is threatening your safety or the safety of others around you. The question often arises, when is it legally acceptable to use deadly force in response? Understanding the circumstances that define justifiable homicide in self-defense can help clarify this complex issue. In general, self-defense becomes justifiable homicide when certain strict conditions are met. First, the individual must have a reasonable belief that they are in imminent danger of death or serious bodily injury. This means that the threat must be immediate and not speculative or based on past events. The person defending themselves cannot have provoked the attack or responded with excessive force beyond what was necessary to prevent harm. Second, the use of deadly force must be proportionate to the threat faced. If someone is unarmed and not posing a lethal threat, responding with deadly violence may not be considered justifiable. Conversely, if an attacker is armed with a weapon and poses a lethal threat, using deadly force in self-defense may be justified. Third, the defender must have a duty to retreat if it is safe to do so. In some jurisdictions, if a person can avoid using deadly force by retreating or escaping, they are required to do so. However, in other areas, the stand your ground principle allows individuals to use force without retreating, provided the other conditions are satisfied. Additionally, the defense must be immediate. The threat must be ongoing at the moment of the response. Preemptive or retaliatory actions are generally not considered justifiable. The person responding must also not be the initial aggressor unless they have clearly withdrawn from the conflict and the other party continues to pose a threat. Legal standards for justifiable homicide vary by jurisdiction but generally emphasize the reasonableness of the belief in danger, the immediacy of the threat, and the proportionality of the response. Courts examine the specific circumstances, including the location, the behavior of both parties, and whether the individual acted within the bounds of the law. In summary, self-defense is considered justifiable homicide when someone reasonably believes they are facing an immediate threat of death or serious injury, responds with proportionate force, and follows applicable legal requirements such as retreat if possible. Understanding these principles helps clarify when deadly force may be legally justified in protecting oneself or others.